As I'm recording this, free practice 1 has literally just started, and that means that the Formula 1 season has officially started. Let's go, we're back. 24 races, 24 times we get to hear the Dutch anthem. We all love to see that and hear that. But with all of that said, it's time for the first of 24 predictions for the 2024 season. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna absolutely fumble? And who's just gonna be insane? We'll get to that shortly. In the comments, type your predictions as per usual. And whilst you're there, subscribe and like, because I don't know why you wouldn't. Trust me, I've said this so many times, but genuinely, trust me. I have so many great ideas for this channel in the next couple years. Come along for the journey. I think it's fair to start with something that's going to happen pretty soon. By pretty soon, I mean tomorrow. And I'm talking about pole position. And of course, the Red Bull are looking mighty quick, but so is Ferrari. Ferrari's looking absolutely phenomenal. But will they fumble like they've done for the last 5 or so years? Probably, they probably will. But Charles Leclerc let's be real, he has a pretty high chance of putting it on pole. So for pole position, I've gone with Charles Leclerc. Maybe took a couple hopium and copium pills, but that's besides the point. It's always been the whole story, Ferrari pole and Verstappen win, and that's probably going to carry on with this season. So, as I said, Charles Leclerc, go get pole. Do it for Monaco. And as I've already hinted, race win. Next race win. And okay. You're delusional if you don't say this answer. I've gone with Lando. Joking. Will Lando win a race this year? But of course, I've gone with Max Verstappen. 19 wins out of 22 last year, and the Red Bull was looking mighty fast. Free practice 1, or testing 1, he was over a second faster than P2. What? And overall, brother has been literally on the gas pedal from the get-go. So he's going to say that he's going to let go going into Bahrain, turn 1. Race 1. Yeah, nah, he's got it. He's got it in the bag. Easy win. For P2, I've gone with Lando Norris. Now, where's Charles gone? We'll talk about that in a second. Lando Norris has been looking absolutely phenomenal, and so is McLaren in testing. And in free practice 1, yeah, they're probably going to do fine. They were really, like high up the order in testing and no real major problem. So I really have my faith in Lando, that Lando's going to put it P2, and maybe it could be a battle for the win, or maybe Max Verstappen will be sailing in P1 by like 17 minutes. But Lando, I honestly have some major faith in him this season, getting his first win and maybe contesting for the champ, maybe? Am I delusional? In P3, he kind of did fall off like Ricciardo at McLaren, but I've gone with Charles Leclerc. Of course, I think Ferrari have an amazing package going into 2024, but I still do think that Lando's McLaren is maybe a tiny bit faster. Race pace-wise, of course, because I think Charles will definitely get pole. Next up, we have the bummiest team in the race weekend. Now, this is a team that has absolutely performed horribly, or just had a horrible something. Like Spain 2016, for that, I would have put Mercedes. Just shocking. I've gone with Alpine. Alpine are rumoured to have the worst car on the grid, and I wouldn't even mind them having the worst car on the grid, because that means that everyone else gets the fight, and let's be real, Alpine have been irrelevant ever since ever since Alonso left. So number 1, I wouldn't really mind if Alpine had a bad weekend, or just a bad season. So, the bum team, I've gone with Alpine. And no surprise by this, best team, I've gone with Red Bull. No surprise that Verstappen is literally going to eke out every single little bit of performance out of that car. As a collective, if a team wins a race, then surely you have to put him as the best team. Even if Perez is doing absolutely poop, that's on Perez. That's Perez's whole issue. But we're talking about Red Bull as a team, and then winning the race, and just being clear of everyone else in the Verstappen side of the garage. Surely they have to be the best team. So, Red Bull, best team. for the biggest good surprise that is just gonna be, wow, you really did that over testing in the winter break? You know what? Fair play. I've gone with Williams. Now, this might be a tiny bit biased, but a lot of teams have pretty much changed the whole concept. But there's something about Williams that just looks good. Albon looks like he's entered demon mode and he's like full concentration. Logan Sargent put on like 5 kilograms of extra muscle and he's looking like a tank as well. Although he has already spun. But scratch that. Yeah, Williams, or I might throw RB into the mix. But they might be cooking with the whole RB19 thing. And Daniel Ricciardo behind the wheel. But I have faith in Williams. Make me proud. Williams, biggest good surprise. And to end on a pretty low note, I've gone with a shocker. A shocker. The worst driver on the grids. This, last Bahrain, it was probably Ocon. How many penalties? Like 5, and how many times did he have to... It was a mess. It was between Ocon and Lando. It was just, their weekends were absolute shockers. So, in 2024, I think the driver that's going to have a shocker of a race weekend, I think it's going to be Yuki Tsunoda. 2023, at the start of 2023, it was fantastic. There was little pressure knowing that De Vries was just, he was a bit of a shitter. And Yuki capitalized. But then when Daniel Ricciardo stepped in, there was a bit more pressure, a couple more mistakes started to creep in. And I think the same is going to happen in 2024, or the start of it at least. Daniel Ricciardo is going to be swooping Yuki, and Yuki's just going to be getting mad at himself and fumbling the bag a tiny bit, knowing that he has to push a tiny bit more, and then mistakes start to creep in. So, I'm sorry Yuki, you're a nice little cuddly teddy bear when you're around Pierre Gasly, but around Daniel Ricciardo I think you're going to get kind of smoked. So, the stinker of a driver, yeah, Yuki. Anyway, let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think? Your predictions and everything for the race. Will we hear another Dutch anthem and will it become basically our ringtones in the morning? Tell me in the comments. Also, like and subscribe as per usual. Hope you enjoyed. Have a safe and fantastic rest of your day, and peace.